Another great day for our Dow trades, and we took full advantage of it with the YM and with the pound yen. So in tonight's free video, I'm going to walk you through some of these interesting setups that I believe can be they're repeatable setups. There can be something you can look at day to day. And I'm going to, first of all, mention that when you're looking for these setups, you have to know the contrasts. First thing, you have to take a look at what the one-day relative performance is indicating. And then you can step back and start to, with that watch list of solid contrast pairs, start to ask yourself, is this going to be a play that you can take advantage of intraday? Now, when we did that scan this morning, a couple names popped up, none more so than the pound yen. The pound yen that would benefit from the overall downtrend in place, but also the downtrend that the Dow triggered right here with the, as you can see here, European and UK open right into the Asian close. And then finally, as we went into the open, the market was already looking like a fairly fresh downtrend with the 4 to 6 o'clock and some red grab candles. And then we had our 10 o'clock breakdown. And then after that 10 o'clock breakdown, we continued lower into the 11:30 European close. And it's right about that time that I like to hit the pause button between 11:30 and 1:30. So essentially between, here is 1:30 and then 11:30 right there. So in between these two vertical lines, I like to kind of leave things alone. Then I can come back after 1:30, see what the underlying trend is. And if I want to engage the market again, I realize that I'm going to be trading the trickier part of the afternoon, where I have to look at the clock from 1:30 to about 3, and then again 3 into 4. So here's 3 o'clock, and then of course the close into 4. So take a peek at what happened. It was really before the bonds closed that we started to see the Dow start to print some blue grab candles, break the fresh downtrend that had reorganized during the middle of the lunchtime doldrums, and then all of a sudden, here come the green grab candles. I didn't trade the afternoon. I typically don't like to trade the afternoon. To me, the easiest part of the day to trade would be the time between the 10 o'clock clearing range trade starting and then going into the European close at 11:30. That's my preferred time to trade. But once we get the pulse of the Dow, of course, I can trade the coordinating yen strength play, which the best one today, as we put on our watch list for early this morning, was the pound yen. So by 8:45, you can see that gray line there. We had basically determined what our watch list was, what the best contrasts were for a 5-minute trade. Why am I going so short term? Because I simply don't trust the session-to-session organization of the markets. I don't trust that a downtrend today is necessarily going to be followed into the Asian session or even a downtrend tomorrow. I'm not going to trust that an uptrend will do the same. I don't trust that session-to-session we're going to have that organization and follow through. So we are taking a much more nimble approach, and we've been doing a lot of intraday trades in the chat room. And pound yen was another one of them. So by 8:45, it's on our list. We already see that it's had a very dramatic move already. It was already pushing the upper end of the price movement range even before the first trade, which meant that if we were going to take this trade, we wanted to make sure that we were relatively aggressive about taking profit off the table. In other words, we weren't going to rely on a lower low intraday before we take profit. In other words, make sure the market does not have to go somewhere new for you to be able to take a profit off the table. Very important. Okay, if you have your profit target beyond recent highs or recent lows, then you're going to be putting yourself in a position for the market to have to take out old psychology before you can take something off the table. And what's so important about that is that when you do that, you can't ratchet to your break even, which is the most important part of this in terms of the trade management, the transition from risk management to trade management. And then as the trade continued on, we had a number of other opportunities to take the pound yen into the European close. And as I would wind down my Dow day trading, so too would I then wind down my pound yen day trading, because the pound was the weakest individual currency story. It's my favorite tomato can, and the yen would strengthen as long as we had Dow weakness. So as long as I'm trading the Dow during my favorite part of the day, so too am I trading my yen during the favorite part of the day. And that Dow-yen relationship, that causation, really is a very powerful one that can help you make not only better Dow intraday trades, but better yen forex intraday trades as well.